Good morning, YouTube. This is heilo82's, your friendly neighborhood sociopath. Today we are going to go through Dark Souls Remastered, and we are going to be dealing with both the Moonlight Butterfly and the dog, Sif. So without further ado, we will begin. I did use up all my souls, all those souls that I've collected. I used them all up, and okay. Yeah, why not? Now, whenever we come down here, these guys will be out. If we didn't mess with this and walk right by, these guys would stay hidden. But since we messed with them, now they're going to be awake. This just opens up to a new area and to the access to the Moonlight Butterfly. Come right up over around this little path here. Kill this little Okay. That's a pretty decent spear. And the other item is if you get egged in the head, you can use that to take the eggs off your head. It's happens down in Blight Town, or probably a little ways after Blight Town, but still. We got a couple of knights that are sleeping. Not terribly difficult, they are slow. They are heavily armored. Move. There we go. Ooh. What do we get? Ooh. Stone great shield. Okay, I'll take it. There's one, let's see, let me think. One here, one over here, two up there, and one over there, so 5 total. And we're gonna kill them all this time around. You can't attack them while they're standing. What he just did actually would actually end up slowing you down. So it actually like burdens you, so you actually end up slowing down, so they can catch up to you. Let's see, take care of those two. Take care of this one over here. Another great shield. Okay. Now, be a little bit careful. Where's this guy? Come around here. Just close enough. kill him. Get the attention of the other guy. Come over here. I'm not going to risk it. We're actually going to go to the other side and essentially do the same thing, but on the other side. Because there are, like, there's another set of them on the opposite side. So we're going to come around here. Alright, now, pick this up, Elite Knight Armor, okay, Purple Moss, cool, Red Moss. Alright, now, if we were to turn human, we could, come this way. And there would be a summon, an NPC summon that could help us in the fight. That's right over here where these bushes are. But, and because the next fight is with the moth, and she is a range fighter. She's a ranged spellcaster, so she very rarely comes close to the bridge that we're going to be stuck on. So because of that fact, I'm going to come all the way back up here, rest at the bonfire, change to human form, come all the way back down here, kill only one of the knights, the one that's standing in front of the door, summon her and deal with the moonlight butterfly. Okay, reverse hollowing. Quick check on this. I'll hold off on that stuff. Like I said, because I attacked these guys before, they're going to be back. And there they are. Red moss. Another red moss. Alright. I'm trying to move as fast as I can because I don't want to be invaded while I'm trying to do this. And you can do. Alright. This. There's nothing up there now except for those tree vine creatures. They do respawn, as you can tell by that one right there. Coming right around over here. Come on. There we go. Get out. Alright. Summon her. So she can deal with the moonlight butterfly. And we, if it gets close, we'll do some attacks, but it rarely comes down. So a ranged attack is best. Preferably something you can move with, so a magic user is best for this. Come on. There we go. Alright. Start. There's the very lovely and elegant monster that we have to fight. Right. There we go. And best just to strafe back and forth. Those guided missiles you can dodge like you just saw me do. Those once it's attached, so there's another attack. I died a little fast, but there is another. Hey, back off. There's another attack that it'll do, which is like a constant laser beam and strafes. That will actually fuck you up pretty good if it makes contact. What you have to do is you have to roll towards it and hope and try and dodge the attack. So essentially all it is you're just strafing back and forth and rolling to dodge its attacks. So alright, we'll come up here. The Watchtower basement key, which we'll need to confront Havel, Divine Ember, and Homeward Bone. Alright. I will go ahead and use the Homeward Bone just to get back to the bonfire we were just at. Okay, now we're back here. And I'm human. Screw that. Bye. There we go. Back to being beef jerky. Okay, now that we've done this, I'll show you how to get that ring. Now, the Moonlight Butterfly soul can make a spear. It's pretty nice spear, very effective. My channel is set for mature audiences, so yeah, because of my language and because I prefer to play violent video games and I don't want YouTube whining and bitching about God knows they would. Minimize as much complaint as possible. Sometimes it drops, so. Now you could I could very easily walk right around this thing, but I don't want to. I want the extra. I'm not moving as fast as I would like to, but that's because I'm slightly overweight. Yeah. Oh shit! You caught me completely off guard. Yep, they dropped that one that flew off. Also had a green bloom. It's great for I believe it's stamina recovery. I don't use it, so I wouldn't. Get off. Okay. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Around over here. Bam. Proud Night Soul. That's it. Now we'll just take our leave of this area and head up here, where there will be one more knight. We'll kill him, then we can get that ring that we saw on the cliff's edge. And yes, it is a ring. There we go. Alright. Come on, there we go. Alright. Come up here. Wolf's Ring. Alright. The Wolf's Ring increases poise. See if I can show it this way. Yep, there we go. See, my poise went from 5 to 45, so it does increase my poise. And at this point, I'll just use that because I really don't need that other one. The sight increase to health recovery. Yeah, you could probably make that with a simple roll, but I'm gonna. Moss. Purple moss is the best moss. Blooming purple moss. Those are rare. Compared to the other ones, the blooming purple moss is the rarer of the three. Okay, now that takes care of pretty much everything we need to do down that way. I mean, you can still go down there and fight the other creatures if you want to farm for whatever. But here, drop off. As I say, temporary boost stamina recovery speed. Drop these off. Drop that off. Yeah, see, removes parasite egg from body, which is your head. Let's see. I'll keep those and use them later. The Moonlight Butterfly's soul. The first of many. Alright. Let's go through this. Drink sword, I'll keep you. Put you away. Keep you. actually, what I'm gonna need to do, short bow, I'm gonna need you, and put this all away. Delete armor. Anything else? Nope. Okay. And that ring. All right. Now I come up to an interesting dilemma. I will use this. I need 67 equipment load of at least 67, so I'm going to see. Let's see. I need to drop my equipment load down to 25. All my armors. Alright. Let's see. Really need Hamels. Hamels rings. Okay. Come back around here. We're gonna make a slight detour. Try and take out Havel. So I can get his ring. That'll increase your carrying capacity by a large sum. That I will definitely be using. It'll probably replace my poison bite ring. And I also gotta go back to the poison lady, which to get the arrows that I'll need for this next boss. So this just makes it an all around trip. There's a shield down here that you can collect. Let's see. I think that's it right down there. I think. Yep, that's it. You can just see it down there. Oh yeah, him. Taking off everything because I want to kill that thing. Here it goes. He's running, he's running. No, you don't. Titanite chunk and twinkling titanite. I will take it. Haha. Okay. Come down here. Now if you want a bow and arrow, you can get one free. It's just right over here. Do a little roll. And there you go. Leather armor, longbow, and feather arrows. Okay. 18. Alright, well, I guess. So my shield's the thing that takes me over, but I like it so much. Oh, Now we're gonna come down here right quick because I want to get the shield, because the shield down here has a stamina regeneration ability, which if I didn't have this tower shield, that would be a very good thing to have right off the bat. But this tower shield, with its defensibility, makes it worth it. Come on, you can do it. Ooh, sit down. Shit, I got too close to the wall. If you Black Knight Halberd, I will take it. Any Black Knight weapon, or at least most of them, as far as I know, are really, there it is, really good weapons. And there is a bonfire down here, so we'll go ahead and activate the bonfire. I will not sit at the bonfire, but I will go ahead and activate it. This actually leads to the Valley of the Drakes, which we will actually end up going to when it's time to deal with Quelaag. But I'm not going to do that right now. My objective right now is to acquire souls and acquire items, specific items, so I can gain some levels and gain a weapon. There is a weapon you can gain from Sif's soul, because he is considered a boss. Or mini boss. So I'm going to acquire his soul. I do feel sorry. I am a dog person. I do love dogs. I like cats. I like cats, but I love dogs. And Sif is a wolf, and I do like wolves. So I do feel kind of bad putting them down. Hey, how are you doing? You have to be careful with him. Oh, damn it. Because he hits like a Mack truck. And he will hurt you. Alright, let's see. Do I? No, I do not. No, the requirements are really high. Alright, let's see how fire damage does against him. Shit, better than the sword. This is gonna take a while. Okay. He will not heal himself, so if you're patient, try not to do anything too stupid. Then he'll like that. Shit. Oh, man. Now, if I had my health up, there we go. Alright. Alright, so the video's already hit the... Oh my god. Hold on, folks. I gotta check on something right quick. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I had to go check on something. I may end up having to make this video a little may not be able to get as far as I was hoping to if I have to cut it short. We're gonna find out here shortly. Black Knight does not respawn, I believe. I don't believe he respawns. There are some that do, but I don't think that's one of them. So you won't have to worry about him. Havel is a beast. The heavy armor, he hits like a Mac. Got my soul back. Alright, let's see. Might help if I had my shield. Oh, wrong shield. I wonder if you can. Yes, I am using the power attack of this weapon. Alright. Come on. Come on, cupcake. Let's see if we can backstab it. I wonder if we can. Yep. Okay. Makes this a little easier. We just gotta be careful. Keep our shield up. Alright, that made things a little easier. Only 3,000 for him, jeez. Alright, now we got Havel's ring. I'll show you. Look at the equipment loadout. I got 31.8 pounds on me for 54 pounds total. I add on the Havel's ring, jumps it up to 81. So yeah, it's a significant bonus, so it's a very good ring to have, especially for a heavy build. So it allows me to move around a lot more freer. Alright, good. Now, we are going to make our way back up, yes, back up to the undead bird. And make our way back to the woman that sells the moss, because she sells poison arrows, and that's what we need. We need about, I say you need about 50, but I would say if you have 75 would be best. $75 or 100. I'd say honestly 100 would be a comfortable number to have, because you'll be using, because this game is heavy on the poison. The spear and the long sword. Geniuses to come up here. Are they? No, it's just a one firebomb dude. Hi. Hi. Oh, sorry, it's the axe dude. Okay. Just for good measure. Fireball. Yeah, I'll take it. Just to make sure this guy doesn't come up behind me. Alright. Got time to experiment there, not gonna move anyway, so I'm just gonna come down this way. Conversation.
You still have your senses about you, then why won't you buy some of my moss?
Because you ugly as sin! Yeah, see, she sells the red moss, the purple moss, the blooming moss, and the blooming moss, as you can tell, is the most expensive because it does reduce poison and toxin, restore statuses. She also sells throwing knives, poisoned, dung pies, which turn enemies toxin, but it also affects the player. It gives you a little bit of a toxic effect. Learn skulls, charcoal for fire effect on your weapons. Transcendent curse, that is useful for another location which we will deal with later, that I will be acquiring a cursed sword to deal with. But if you don't want to have to deal with doing everything you need to do to get the cursed sword, you can just buy these, and you don't need a whole lot of them because the enemies in that particular area drop them as well. You can just use them because you can only engage ghosts with this or a cursed weapon. So these temporarily allow you to use standard weapons as cursed weapons. Then you got Rotten Pine, which allows for poison effect on your weapons. Homeward Bones. Prisms, which are used later in the game. Humanity, Purging Stones, so yeah. But what we want is right over here, poison arrows. And we only want about 100 of them. There we go. Okay, that's good. Now...
Come again, if you please.
Hey, you freaky. Let's see. Darn it, I don't have it. Talk to her. Purchase. Bone. Should make sure I had one. Take me back to the bonfire I was at, which should be right at the forest. It is good. Alright, now sit down, up, turn up, go, find this box, anything, those, firebombs, those. Need battle axe, don't need spear, definitely don't need it now, at least not yet. If I want to have a spear, I'll keep the long bow with me for now. If I want to have a spear that does electric damage, and it's a pretty decent spear. Then I take that spear, boost it up to +10, and then use who is it? Ornstein? I believe it's Ornstein's soul to up the level. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. And take that, I don't need that. Yeah, I guess that's good. Wait. Okay. I had to make sure I was still undead. Now we're gonna deal with this place. And to deal with this is fairly simple. First, there are 2 knights and an archer in here, which we will have to deal with. And all of the guys in here are kind of shrouded, so they're kind of hard to see, but if you look at the tree right in front of us where my helmet is, you can just make out the first knight. The 2 knights and the archer do not respawn. They are a one-time item. The other 4 people in here, which is a cleric, a sorcerer, a thief, and a barbarian, they do respawn, which they are the reason that we will be farming the crap out of this place, and they give you about 7,000 per rotation. So, it's worth it. Alright, we got his attention. Now we're going to come over here, hide in this little dinky little corner, bring our shield up, target lock him. Alright, well that helped work a little bit. He'll die. There he is, he just died. Well, that's what you do. You run into this corner, you bring your shield up, you angle yourself, you bring the shield to angle like this, but you want to be against the rocks as much as possible, and they will literally bounce off your shield and away and down the cliffside. So that's essentially how you do it. Now, for this to work, we have to be fast. So I'm going to take off all my armor just to make sure I'm fast enough. But you're drawing all of them out. You want them to chase you. So we're going to get his attention. Get his attention. There comes the thief. Shit, he is fast, and he will backstab you. So you definitely want to keep him as far as possible. Okay, now we're here. They're going to be coming. Here comes the thief. Use him. Okay, that didn't quite work. Okay, well, there's 3 of them. Where's the warrior? There he is. Didn't quite work the way I wanted to, but even if they bounce off your body, as long as they fall down in the cliff, that's all that matters. Of course, this warrior is going to be a pain in the ass. So we're gonna have to, we might have to deal with him the hard way. Right. We want to lure him. There we go. There. Now he's dead. Okay, and that is essentially the farming technique that you want to use or employ when dealing with those 4 characters. It's just rinse and repeat, and you get 7,000 souls each time. Now we're back on. So now I'm going to be dealing with the knight and the archer. The archer, I believe, is named Ferris. Now, they're both over here. Trying to look for them. There's the knight. just caught eye of him. The knight's right there, which means the archer should be right over there. If you look at the tree just to my left, or the second tree to my left, you could just make her out. I believe it's a female. Female, male, whatever. You can make them out just in the fog. But we're going to focus down on this knight. First, get his attention. Hey! Popsicle! Let me warm you up. There we go. Now I got his attention, I think. Now we gotta kind of get him to follow us. This way, thank you. On. This way. Get him to follow us. Here. I'd say attack him a little bit. Sometimes he won't follow you. He'll go just so far and then turn around and start walking away, which really makes him a pain in the ass. Now you don't want to try and go toe to toe with the archer unless you have poison arrows, which I do, but that's not what this is for. Unless you're a better shot, or if you have a weapon that can do significantly more damage. Target him. Right behind him and hope we get a... You want to try and force him to basically roll backwards right off the cliff. There we go. Okay, well that was simple enough. I know it's cheap. Now we just go. Quit back to the title screen. Reload the reload the game. Yes, yes, yes. Continue. Alright. Now there's the stuff. Easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. And you get Twin Humanity, you get the Black Bow of Ferris, and Ferris' hat. Honestly, for me, the Black Bow of Ferris is the key item I want. It doesn't do as much damage, but it's the longest range. It has the longest range of any standard bow in the game, which for an archer or for a bow user, it's key. I need 18 dexterity, so I'm just short of using that, so I won't be able to use actually. You know, looking at that, with that overhang, that weed or whatever it is hanging on that tree, for some reason when I saw that, it reminded me of the golden fleece from, I believe it's Greek mythology. Yes, I'm a somewhat educated person. Okay, now, I'm gonna come back up here. I'm gonna go ahead. Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my souls I have collected. Dexterity. One more level of dexterity should do me for this. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and run that farming technique. See, now that the knights and the archer ain't here, now it's just a simple matter. You have to run along the cliff's edge. It's a little dangerous because if you make one wrong move, you're dead. So try not to. As soon as he starts moving, turn towards the monk. Get his attention. Here comes the assassin. You do not want that assassin coming at you or coming up behind you. And the assassin is faster, or is really fast, so you want to be careful. Okay. Okay. One. Okay, normally that assassin, or not assassin, normally that sorcerer isn't so gung-ho, will actually run. Alright, well, that's 3 of them. I just gotta deal with him. Deal with the warrior. Hey! Alright. Oh, you can physically attack. I mean, you can sit here and here. As you can tell, even he hits hard. Okay, thank you. Alright. Now, altogether, you can actually achieve about 9 or 10,000 souls in one run through if you kill the 4 guys here, plus the others on the other side of the bridge. And I will show you them right after I level up. 13, which is what I need. Correct? That's what I need. Yeah. So now I will switch out that, equip the bow and the arrows. Now that we've accomplished this goal, we will have to come back. But I am not going to farm this to them this time. I'm actually going to I'm passing. There's the leader of the Covenant I just ran past, the cat, which is fine. I'm going to come over here. I did that just to get him off my back. Come down here, which is right underneath the bridge, and gain access to your first set, as far as I know, your first set of heavy armor, all stone. So, and stone armor is not that bad. I mean, for a beginning game, it gives you a pretty hefty defense for a heavy armor. Now, here is where you can farm if you really want to. See those little mushroom people walking around? They walk around in a giant circle. You can farm them, come back, keep farming them for the the gold pine resin, which gives you the electric attack on your weapon. There you go. They are pretty docile. They don't really care about you. And when they're attacked, they will run instantly to the two large ones over there. These little guys, they hit, but they do decent damage. But they're more inclined to run at you and then trip and fall and try and like headbutt you with their fall. Whereas the big ones, they do hit like a Mack truck, and they do significant damage. So you want to try and avoid their attacks. They hit slow, they swing slow, so their attacks aren't difficult to avoid, but you definitely do not want to make contact. Definitely do not want to get their attention. And by attention, I mean getting them moving at us. Well, I would do killing the rest of these guys later. A twofer. Alright, well, maybe just a one-fer. Pick it up. 1, 2, 3. And he's done. Each one's about 50 souls. But when you're going after them, you're not trying to kill them for their souls, you're trying to kill them for the resin. Because honestly, their souls are, at this stage, it's a drop in the bucket. So... oh shit. Oops, I made one mistake. Okay. Damn it. Let's go back to the bonfire. There's always something, you know? I'm only here. 1, 2, 3. So these guys really don't care about you until you attack them. Then they run. I'm not going to deal with the big ones, at least not yet. I will deal with them after I deal with Sith. Now the reason I have to go back is because I need to get a homeward bone. Because the job requires a homeward bone to accomplish. So I will just reverse walk along the cliff. Okay, now let's deal with Sith. Sorry for the long video. But I swear, this time we're actually going to deal with Sith. Great wolf. Run past him, run past that cat in the window seal that you may have just glimpsed. That's the leader of the Darkwood Forest Covenant, or whatever it's called. Dark Forest Covenant. Anyway, they're the ones, they're the covenant that essentially protects this forest, which means they're the ones that if you come into the forest as a human, they're more commonly the ones that invade and attack you. So, yeah. Okay. Now, come down here. Open this door. Sif will not attack you right away. As you can tell, as long as you don't go near that huge ass sword in the ground over there, you'll be okay. And since we're here, let's go around the back of this tomb and get the Hornet's Ring, which really helps with critical damage. Switch to my homeward bone. And now, here we go. And I'll let you see the cutscene. And here we go. Right off the bat. And we want to use our homeward bone to get out of there. Okay. Now that he's activated, he will be sitting behind a fog wall waiting for us, which is what we want. Now you can do two things. One, you can fight him. And if you think you've got the stones, or the armor, and the speed, whatever you want, good luck. A little tidbit of information that I found that if you're going to fight him, don't try and fight him at range unless you're a magic user. If you're not a magic user, fight him close quarters. And what I mean by that is get under him, literally. Know his attacks. He jumps around a lot. He moves rather quickly. He'll duck in and out on you to try and break your lock on him. But when you every chance you get, try to get under him and then attack him from underneath. If you can summon help to deal with them, you know, people will drop summon signs. This would be a good spot right here to drop summon signs if all you want to do is take out Sif. This is a good location to do it, to help other people. The other location would be up by the stairs in the doorway where we keep coming in and out of this forested area. Those are the two locations. Now, to deal with this, I'll drop that. Try and make this up a little lighter. Now what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and run, jump, and get onto this piece of fallen wall. And then I'm going to roll myself up there. There's a little opening. You can actually see Sif from up there. And then we're going to use poison arrows and just poison him to death. Yeah, it's cheap, but I don't want to have to deal with umpteen attempts on trying to kill him. That's what I'm going to do. It's hard. You gotta hit like that. I've only just recently learned about this. Just recently learned about this technique, so I haven't mastered it myself. supposed to be a way you can jump up there at a certain angle or whatever. I'm no master at this. There we go. Alright, here, switch to my bow. Six arrows, 7 arrows, there we go. And now we just sit here. I know this is boring, but it's boring. This is the cheap way of killing them. Now if you wanna, or if you want to attack him, this is a good way of at least getting his health down to allow you to go in and fight him, because whatever damage he takes now, when you enter into the fight, and by the way, poisoning someone does about 550 damage, give or take. If you enter into the fight after that, you've deducted at least a third, if not half of his health, which makes the fight still difficult because he is still tough, but a little bit easier to manage. So you're not sitting there for hours trying to fight a wolf that will literally wipe the floor with you. So we're just gonna shoot off a couple more arrows. Just waste time. I know this is cheap, and I'll probably hear about it from somebody. But it's effective. It saves you lives and time and frustration. And killing him will net you a pretty tidy amount of souls. Will give you Sith Soul, and will give you the Ring of Artorias, or the Ring of the Abyss, I believe. Which you need to go deal with the 4 kings, which is one of the 4 bosses. They're like 4 mid-level bosses that you have to fight throughout the game, or I guess they're high level, because once you get them, then that gives you access to the final boss. Anyway, but you need the ring in order to get down there, because if you don't have the ring and you go down there, it's insta-death. There's no chance of surviving. You're instantly dead as soon as you go down there. You need the ring to survive it. Now that area is, put for lack of a better term, difficult. There's your sense of depth perception in that area is 550 is practically non-existent. Because you'll see when I get to it eventually. You'll see what I mean when I talk about depth perception. There's literally no way for you to know how to judge how far away the enemy is, because they are because there's no distinguishing markers to judge range by. Right? Munching on some candy. You essentially fall down into black. That's the best way I can describe it. It's just straight black. There's nothing for you to judge as a structure, distance, or anything. It's just straight black. And then these guys appear from different directions, and it's a timed battle in the sense that you fight one boss at a time to start off, but if you don't kill the boss fast enough, then there should be another boss that shows up that then you have to deal with 2, and then after a certain time another one, 3. I think there's like up to 5 or 6 of them that if you don't fight and if you don't defeat them one right after the other, you're gonna have to, then you'll be dealing with like all 5 or 6 of them all at once, and it is an unimaginably hard fight because these guys have swords that are hard to judge the range by, but they hit pretty good, and they do magic attacks and they do AoEs, and yeah, so when you go into that fight, you're gonna want to be carrying or having a weapon that does really good damage, either really good damage per hit or really good damage you know, as far as swings go or something like that. You know, how fast you can swing the sword to do the most damage. Either way, you're definitely gonna want to pull that out of your butt. Yeah, I know this is the long point of this fight, or this deal. So, let's see. Don't know if there's anything else I can talk about. This game is really heavy on poison and toxin. Once we take care of Sif, once Sif is dead, the next location that I will be aiming to go for will be, let's look at my notes. So we've already taken care of the Bell, Capper, the Gaping Dragon, Moonlight Butterfly. We're doing Sif right now. The Hydra will be our next boss, and that'll be on our next video because this one's already, oh jeez, this is our longest one. I'm trying to keep them down about 30 minutes, but this one's running double because of, you know, everything. I got sidetracked with everything else. So the next video we will deal with the Hydra, and then after that we're gonna head down to Blighttown and deal with Chaos Witch, Quelaag, and Ceaseless Discharge at the same time. And then after all of that, we'll deal with that will unlock Sin's Fortress, and we will go deal with Sin's Fortress and the Iron Golem. Once we deal with that, that will get us to a new Londo, and I will do probably 2 or 3 videos. Actually, I'll probably end up having to do like 4 or 5 videos on New Londo alone because it's just such a large and detailed area that we'll have to cover. I figure, let's see, the first video for New Londo will be probably getting to the first bonfire, or not the first bonfire, the second bonfire. Because the first bonfire is easy to get to. The second one is a royal pain in the ass. Primarily because of this one section that has to deal with 2 archers. It's really a pain. And again, that's going to be a poison arrow situation. So we'll deal with that when it comes up. Let's see. After that, the next one will be going through a new Londo, unlocking all the doors and all the paths, and doing all the sites, the main path quests. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. See, where was I? Oh, right. That'll be the, what did I say, the second one? Yeah. Okay, the second one. The third one, I'll see about summoning some help, and we will take on Smo and Ornstein at that point, which I'll have to be human to do. So we'll take out Smo and Ornstein at that point, and that fight will be interesting, to say the least, because Smo and Ornstein are not. They are as far as I know, that's the only, nope, my correction, that's the second battle that has 2 bosses in one fight. The first one was the Bell Gargoyles, the second one is Smo and Ornstein. And that, Smo and Ornstein is known in the Dark Souls community as the true test of a player to see if they are ready to progress from that point forward, because you have Smo, who is slow, heavy armored, and carries a hammer that will flatten you, and then you have Ornstein, who is quick, carries a lightning spear, and is just really a pain. Now, here's a side note for that. Whoever you kill last, their armor will become available with the armor, with the vendor that I said sells boss armor. Whoever you kill last, their armor will be available to that person. So if you want Ornstein's armor first on your first playthrough, that's who you're gonna have to target last. You want to kill Smo first, and then Ornstein last, in order to get their armor, and of course vice versa. Now, if you kill Smo, you only get his soul, and the armor will become available. If you kill Ornstein, his soul, you get his soul, and his armor becomes available, and you get a ring, which helps, which increases or helps out with characters who want to use stabbing weapons, piercing, like spears, halberds, anything of that thing, anything that has a lunge attack. It helps you with that. So a lot of people try and go for Ornstein first because of that reason. Once you take care of them, then that's when you get the Lord Vessel. Excuse me. been a long night. That's when you get the Lord's Vessel, and that allows you access to warping around. You can warp to specific bonfires all over. One being the Firelink Shrine, another one being the Undead Parish, another one being the Princess's Chamber, which is where you get the Lord's Vessel, and one being the Orlando bonfire, which is the first bonfire you come to. Now, that one's not a critical, so if you want to increase your healing potions by another level, kill that Firekeeper and then just take her soul and use it to increase the your healing potion levels. Some people do, some people don't. I don't really care when you're ready. But once you get the Lord's Vessel, then that will instantly start your next objective. Because as you go through the game kind of nudges you in the directions that you need to go. You need to ring the bells. You need to ring the 2 bells to unlock Sin's Fortress. You go through Sin's Fortress because it's unlocked to get to Orlando. You go through Orlando to get the Lord's Vessel. The Lord Vessel, you watch the cutscene, shows that it unlocks sealed off doors that, okay, you got that, now you go to those, you fight those bosses, you get their souls, to feed the flame in the Lord's Vessel, which you find out that you have to do that by the primordial eternal serpents. It doesn't matter which one, because in the end it just doesn't matter. Because in the end, the end of the story, you have 2 options, and so that's I think 2. I heard there's 3, but I think there's just 2. Anyway, so yeah, and that's how it works. So the game kind of nudges you in the directions that you need to go in order to accomplish in order to beat the game. So. Almost an hour and 15 minutes. Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. Once this poison wears off, I'm gonna go ahead and just enter and attack them, just to have something to do. I know it's a risk, but I'm fairly confident I'll be able to kill them and survive the attack. So, because you can actually sit here and do it and just kill him right out. He'll die right there. You'll see his death animation, and you'll get the stuff right from him. But I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, see that boosts poise, that boosts critical attacking. So Let's go. Oh shit. Yeah, when his health gets really low, he starts to limp like that, but he'll still hit you hard. There. Okay. Now that's over. And you got 40,000 souls off of them, so you've got some serious souls to gain some levels with. Now we're gonna head back. I could have used a home bone, but I'm not going to because I also want to show you where you can also get another soul to give you a couple more 1,000 souls. Now you want to come over here. You want to be quick because there's some cats over here and they particularly don't like you. Right? So, yeah, there's that. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Now we'll make our way back. I will show you. Show you how to kill those guys and get what's in that chest on the next video. This one's already played well past. Oh shit, he's still here. Son of a bitch! I thought he would have walked back to his post by now. Oh well. So I died. So that happened. Oh shit. Oh well. I'll end the video here, go get my souls back, go level up, and when my next video starts, we'll be right here ready for the next section. Maybe do some farming too. This area is really good for farming levels to, I'd say, well, let's see. Oops. There we go. I'm level 37, so I'd say by the time I get done, I should reach level 50. So my next video will be when I'm level 50 and I will have been done with farming this area at that point, and then we can move on to other favorable grounds to hunt. So with that, remember to like, comment, and subscribe below. Ring that bell for notifications of any of my new videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye.